Hold on. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger.
And I'm your other host, Frank Benji's, back with another one.
Of course, the Alexis Arguello puppet, lest us not forget. And as always, we've got a great guest. So what do you know about that? And there he is.
Yo,
what's up, man?
What's going on?
I'm glad we got the chance to do this. And first of all, man, Anthony BIZZARRO, you are a young guy just starting out in the lightweight division. Do you have a nickname?
Yeah, Pretty Boy.
Nah, he's taking it back to the. Who do you think you are, Pretty Boy? Huh? Jeez.
I get that from all my my siblings. That was like a family thing because I got all my sisters and brothers. I was always the one who kept up. You know, always good haircut, nice outfits. You know, into fashion stuff like that.
Swagging out.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like that. That's bold. See, we're big ones on nicknames, man. So, right off the rip, we like to get out of the way. Sometimes Box Rec will put them on there. Sometimes they won't.
Yeah, they have your alias and stuff like that. So we just never got the chance to put it on there. But yeah, Pretty Boy.
So this has nothing to do with Floyd. This is not paying homage to Floyd at all. Early Floyd.
Nah.
No. Okay. Good. Okay. So Erie, Pennsylvania is where you're from.
Yep. Born and raised in Erie, Pennsylvania. Not really that big of a town. I mean, it's a small town. We're big for boxing though. I come from a boxing family. We're like, it's kind of nice because we got Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo, everything, about an hour and some change away. So
yeah, shout out Buffalo, man. Griselda putting Buffalo on the map.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. We're upstate New York guys ourselves.
Yeah, we're upstate New York guys. Yeah. We're right near the Boxing Hall of Fame. So
like Syracuse?
Very close to Syracuse.
Yeah, very close. Yep.
I would say that'd be the biggest closest. So how does a guy like you, we usually open up with this, how does a guy like you get into boxing?
Okay.
Fighting in school?
So no, actually, I mean, yeah, a little bit, but so actually, like I said, it's been in my family. My Uncle Lou and my Uncle Johnny, these are my great uncles. He fought Roberto Duran. He went 14 rounds with him here in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Whoa!
And then my great uncle Johnny fought Carlos Ortiz, Flash Lord. If you look them up on BoxRec, they had phenomenal records. They were real good contenders. My cousin Johnny, John Boy. We all got the same names. There's Johnny, a lot of Anthony's, a lot of Chucky's, a lot of Lou's. So if you go on BoxRec, you'll see.
Believe me, I've seen Goodfellas. I know everybody was either Peter or Paul in Goodfellas.
Yep. That's being Italian. So, it's just been in the family. My cousin Johnny, he was a minor title holder. He fought Roger Mayweather. My dad boxed. They trained with Marvin Hagler and Goody Petronelli down there in Massachusetts. So, just it growing up in the family, just being around it, seeing them do it, hearing the stories, and it just got passed down. But them doing it didn't make me want to do it. Boxing itself always forced, the moment I walked into a gym, it forced me to grow, and through all aspects in life, and it changed my life and just helped me grow as a person, grow into a man, and just, I fell in love with it, and it became a part of my lifestyle ever since.
That's real, man. That's real.
Yeah.
I like hearing stuff like that, man. I like
the fact that the your uncles and everything, all them doing it didn't make you want to do it. That's
no, it didn't. And here's the thing: a lot of people ask me, does your dad, your uncles, do they train you? No, they didn't teach me nothing. Everything I learned, I actually learned everything from my coach Drew McNair, and this nothing family related. Just he's the one he started me out, and it's been that way since. So.
And with all these boxing people in your family, did you have that one guy that you kind of put up on a pedestal, that boxing idol, that guy that you looked up to, like when you were coming up, watched them on TV, whatever?
Like in the family?
No, famous boxers.
I mean, I liked when I got into it. I mean, I got into it about like 14, 15 years old. So I mean, I looked at the Floyds and you see stuff like that. But like Canelo Alvarez was a real big one for me. Like I loved watching Canelo, just like a lot of the stuff he did. And then as I actually started competing though and watching, I tried to look at people who had the same styles as me.
Yeah.
So I like watching J Rock, Julian Williams, Kermit Citron,
Yeah.
Andre Ward, because we got the same mechanics. So if somebody got like the same, type of body mechanics, I just love watching them, whether they're, not a A-level fighters, whatever level they're on. I just like watching them.
Well, you're 7-0 right out of the gate with 5 knockouts, but do you consider yourself a knockout guy, or do you consider yourself more of a technical boxer?
I'm more of a technical boxer. Like I like to break people down, sit there and box. And then, as time goes on, I'll just pick at them. And then as time goes on, you wear them down, and then you can just start walking them. You can kind of tell when you're going to get a stoppage. I mean, I just like the box. I'm a boxer at heart, but when the time comes, I'll walk you down. I got no problem doing that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I heard you say this. I mean, my dad, he fights at lightweight. You fight at lightweight?
Lightweight, right?
135, yeah 135.
135.
So right now, because like it's hard to get opponents and stuff when you're first starting out.
Yeah.
And, like some guys aren't disciplined, so I'll fight. Like one time I fought at 147 just to, it was a quick fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'll bounce around from 135 to 140, 137.
Like right now in the early stages, you're getting those guys that are like have 10 wins and 40 losses.
Yeah, so it's like
get those guys. You got to get those guys.
They keep boxing, they keep like they're good for guys like us starting out because they keep boxing going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean where I was going with it, and you sort of answered this question, but like, there's a lot of big fish at 135 and 140 and 47 right now. Are those all weights that you feel like you would float around at professionally, or?
Yes, I want to like until I can completely max out at 135, like till my body can't make it no more. I mean, I have no problem making 35. But I definitely feel like I'll max out at a 47. You know what I mean? I got the frame of a 147 pounder, even a 54 pounder.
Yeah. But 135 right now. I think we can agree it's popping. Yeah, popping right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's a lot of tough competition at 35 right now. There's a lot. Even 40. Everybody's going up to 40 too. So
great divisions.
Last night we just saw a fight at 30.
Them guys look like 147 pounders.
That was Nova and Oshaki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
I didn't catch it.
It was a split decision. But I don't know what that one judge they had for. And I like Nova. He's an Albany, New York guy.
Yeah, he's close to you.
Yeah, he's very close.
He did not win that fight though at all.
No,
I heard he hit the canvas in the
last round. He did. Yeah,
it was sort of like he was rounded off all fight. Anthony, he was rounded off. Like he kept coming at him squared up. One of the times he did it, he just got caught with a grazing shot. It wasn't much. I don't think it really did anything to him.
It was driving me crazy though, because he was begging for it all fight, man. Because his lead hand was just down around his waist the whole. And
also, guys at this level, you don't really see this a lot. But when he was throwing his right hand, his back foot was coming up off the floor.
Yeah. Not great mechanics.
Yeah,
hope he doesn't hold that against us, man. I am trying to get him on the show.
He still fought a rough fight. He did.
Yeah.
He gave as good as he got. He just.
As of right now, man, there's a lot of guys jockeying for that, that coveted "I'm the face of boxing" right now. Who do you think it is right now? Obviously, you get Tank saying it's him, Devin Haney saying it's him. All these guys, Ryan Garcia, he makes a claim to be the face of boxing. Of course, the laughable Rolly Romero always saying he's the face of boxing. Everybody thinks they're the face, but who do you see as that guy right now? Is it still Canelo?
I feel like, Canelo, he's still, he'll always be he's going to be like that big draw of attention. Yeah. But I don't really consider Canelo the face of boxing right now because, he's cherry picking his opponents right now. You know what I mean? He's cherry picking a lot of
flack. He's catching a lot of flack online in the boxing groups on Facebook. Yeah.
So he's kind of cherry, and I don't blame him. You paid your dues. You know what I mean? So honestly, I'm gonna say Tank. He has the highest gate right now. You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah.
You know, he draws a lot of attention. He's a knockout artist. You know what I mean? And just, yeah, I gotta go with either Tank or Canelo. You know, either one of them two. I feel like in the future, though, you know, I feel like there's room for Devin Haney. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people are gonna want to see him get beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Count me
um,
among them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Count me among them. I'd like to see him lose, and I don't really know why.
I thought he lost to Loma. I mean, there was a lot of controversy with that fight. You know,
Yeah,
people, you know,
I'd scored it for Loma too.
yeah, and then there was another close fight too recently that kind of Ortiz and Tiafimo, man. That fight
What's
kind
making
of
that one?
I had Ortiz by 1 round.
Yeah,
I had him by 1 round because he was boxed. I mean, he was showing pure ring generalship, circling back to the ring, getting back, you know, back to his stick. You know what I mean? And I mean, whether they want to go, I mean, look at Floyd. You know what I mean? He would do the same stuff. Shakur's fought like that, and then you know, just I don't know.
Well,
If
I
you're
mean,
thinking some- go ahead.
something to put on the table is, I don't know what you make of this or what your thoughts is about this, but like, we watch these fights and we see what we see, and then they're constantly telling us information in your ear that's not necessarily what you're really seeing. Like, they're telling me that
Yeah.
Ortiz is running and not doing anything, but he threw more and landed more.
And he was getting back to the center of the ring circle.
Yeah,
Teal
I
wasn't
don't-
cutting the ring off. Teal was letting him get back to the middle of the ring perfectly fine. He
Yeah.
wasn't doing nothing about it. That shows ring generalship, his
Yeah.
IQ. You know what I mean? All
I just
kinds
don't
of-
understand. Sometimes boxing is so contradictory because you say the guy runs the whole fight, but as Benji's pointed out, he landed 2 more punches and he threw a lot more punches. So he was obviously there in in the exchanges. But when Shakur Stevenson does it and runs all fight, it's a masterclass boxing performance. You know, so it's like whatever narrative boxing wants to push. Sometimes those commentators can be so full of shit. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
like-
Especially
you
Tim
see
Bradley. I
something
don't like his ass.
huh?
Tim Bradley, I don't like him.
Us
yeah.
either.
Yeah,
Us
He's
either.
so biased.
Not
So
and not his fight career. He was a solid, you know what I mean, fighter, but as a commentator, did he not good?
Yeah,
No.
as a commentator.
He tries to
Yeah,
push a
he's
certain
not
kind
good at
of, he tries to push a certain kind of narrative that's not necessarily there and try to make you think. That's why sometimes I hear a lot of guys always say, you know, go back and watch fights and turn the sound completely down. Don't watch it with
Yeah.
any commentary. That's the best way to watch them.
That makes me wonder why Andre Ward's not on there no more. I think
know.
he's sick of being there with Tim.
Well, and then you get guys like Paulie Malignaggi who the networks don't like because he's too brutally honest and he'll call out
Yeah.
boxing when boxing is full of shit, you know?
Yeah, and but we need people like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We need people
So
like that.
while we're on the topic of shitty boxing, before we move on, what do you think about like the crossover fights or like Jake Paul fighting guys? Like, what do you think about that for the sport?
At first I didn't like it because I didn't understand where Jake Paul was going with this. But now that I see, because he's, I feel like, okay, so I always said this. I respect it. At first I didn't, but then I see like his dedication and his craft and where he's going with it. And then how he's bringing other fans into the boxing world and drawing more attention to it. But I feel like a lot of people expect more from him because he's like has so much attention to his name. But if you look at any other fighter when they're first getting started out, like go look at Tank's record, go look at my record, go look at any fighter when they're first starting out and they're building a name for themselves. They're gonna fight 0-2. They're gonna fight 0-3. They're gonna fight. You're gonna fight these journeymen. But people just expect more from him because he already has a big name. You know what I mean? So he's building his career the right way, and he's putting in the effort, and he's working his ass off, and he's dedicating his life to boxing. So I respect him, and he's doing a lot of great things for it. I remember when he had the show in Cleveland, I actually went to it, and there was Montana Love on the card. A lot of he's a local Cleveland guy. He gave all them people bonuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Amanda Serrano, the woman boxer. He's getting people paid. That's what's nice.
Even them UFC fighters, they don't make nothing, so he's helping them out too. So I respect him. But like as far as like other YouTubers and podcasters, the only one that I really got respect for is just Jake, because the other ones they want to do it and play it and other stuff like that.
Well, I think before we get off this, I think to your point, like you're talking about your record and other guys' records when they're coming up. I think part of it though, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your fights where you're fighting guys that are 0-2 or debuting or they have no record or a shitty record, it's not pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. Like he was charging me $80 to watch him fight Nate Robinson on his
yeah, that's a little that's a little outrageous. And I think that's why his last fight was free when he fought on his name's like Andre August or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't charge that. You know what I mean? You can't. And you know what I mean? But the thing is though, I mean it draws attention because Nate Robinson is known in the he's really well known in the world too. But $80. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had a Fire Stick and I for that I just streamed it on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not paying $80 for that shit.
We've been able to illegally stream a fight or two on our end over here too.
If it's worth it, like the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford.
Definitely. We bought that one.
Like
we bought that. I mean? Yeah.
So if it's worth it.
So you got a fight coming up the 30th of March against Ronell Burnett. What do we know about this guy other than we're gonna kick his ass?
Yeah. So I watched a few of his fights. I know he's like a come forward guy. Like he try to make you feel uncomfortable. You know, he'll walk you down right off the rip, and that's not smart. I mean, some people can do it. You know, looks like he has a chin to do it, but he's just like a come forward, no footwork, just real come forward. Doesn't come in behind no jab, nothing. So.
Would you care to tell people exclusively? Would you care to share with us exclusively here on Off the Couch Boxing what's going to happen to Ronell Burnett?
I think I'm predicting I'm gonna stop him in the 4th round.
Okay.
Or it's either gonna go the distance. It's either gonna go. Is it 4th round or if I don't stop him by the 4th round, then it's gonna go the distance. I'm gonna win by decision.
Nice. Well, there's our clickbait moment right there. Now we can actually quote Anthony BIZZARRO saying, "I'm stopping this guy in the 4th round."
Yeah, I'm stopping him in the 4th round because. It takes me after round 1, I get heated up. And
how many rounds is this fight scheduled for?
6.
6. Okay. So and have you fought already in 2024?
No, I was supposed to fight. See, my uncle's a promoter here too. He's Don King's matchmaker. So he does shows in fall and summer, one on Thanksgiving Eve and one every July.
Okay.
But so we're kind of, just trying to get fights out of Erie right now, and stuff like that. So this will be my first fight in 2024. I just fought in October down in Iowa. It was like a stay busy fight. So I mean, but I'm always in the gym. I'm always in shape. I really don't. I practically live in the gym. I'm there every day. So
how busy would you like to be in 2024? Like, what's the game plan? Do you have a set?
We got like 4 fight dates. We want to fight 4 times. One more 6-rounder, and then jump into 8s.
Yeah. And so, if you could put on your promoter hat and you could fight any of the guys at 135, even though it can't happen maybe at this point, stylistically, what challenge would you like to take on if you could fight? We've mentioned a lot of great guys, but there's a lot of guys we talked about on here on the show before, the Keyshawn Davises, the Floyd Schofields, who? Frank Martin, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of talent at 135, but, and this is obviously just all hypothetical, obviously, but, if you could take a shot at one of those guys, who do you like yourself matching up with?
See, I want somebody with a belt. I want a belt. So, I mean, who got as a title holder right now? I mean,
who's got a title at 135?
You got Shakur.
Yeah.
Devin Haney actually still holds 2 belts. 1 or 2. He holds the WBA. No, because they bumped Tank up. He holds 1 belt at 135 still.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just any of them guys. Them top name guys. Honestly, you know what I mean. Just they're up there.
Well, it looks like Shakur's going to unretire. Surprise! He's
never retiring.
Yeah, why do something like that, man? Like, what is the impetus behind something like that, man? You think it was just it was sour grapes because everybody was criticizing that last performance?
I think he was just doing it just because he got mad. I think he got mad because the WBO at 135, I think it's vacant, and I think they're giving somebody a shot at it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Emmanuel
here it is right
Navarrete.
now.
Yeah.
I actually got it because I was curious because we didn't really know. But at 135, the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF are all vacant, and Shakur has the WBC, but the WBA has an asterisk next to vacant and says Gervonta Davis is the WBA regular lightweight champion.
Yeah.
And I hate that, the regular, super.
Yeah, I do too.
interim. You know, it's like everybody's a champion. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. A belt doesn't mean as much as it used to back in the day.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It truthfully doesn't.
You got a lot of guys running around with belts, calling themselves the, the champion. So speaking of champions, though, and I know you're only 7 fights into your career, but I'm sure you've thought this out. You probably mapped out your career decisions and everything. When would you like to be fighting for a belt? Obviously, we see guys like Lomachenko who come into the sport and, because of their amateur career, they can get a title fight in their second fight, but many people cannot pull that off.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to get, because as, transferring over from amateur, it's still like, you still got to get comfortable in there as a pro. You know what I mean? It's still a whole different ball game, getting in there with 8-ounce gloves, no headgear. You don't even got to punch hard when you touch somebody. Like, I was surprised. Yeah. You really don't have to, you just got to turn it over. But I feel like, just getting used to being in there for the longer rounds, with a lot more game opponents. Like this Ronell Burnett, he's going to be a game opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably around 14, 15-0, 16-0 around that time. I feel like I'll be well prepared. Get used to being in there for the long rounds. I mean, I've seen all kinds of different styles going to gyms. My last camp I spent it down in the DMV area with Calvin Ford at his gym, getting work in. Going down to DC. We didn't even go in Virginia, but we were just down in that area. So in Philadelphia too, I trained with Stephen Edwards for a little bit. Spent some time.
Oh yeah,
there.
we've had Breadman on. Yeah,
man, he's one of the most knowledgeable people in boxing. He's just super sharp
and super authentic too. Real ass dude.
Yeah. But you can't take nothing away from those guys from Philly, though, man. Philly's a fight town. It is.
Oh yeah.
You can't knock Philly's hustle, man. You can't knock the East Coast, period. And of course, you're going to agree. You're a Pennsylvania guy. They make what the hell, man? We make them tough up here in the East Coast. We don't fuck around. New Yorkers, Pennsylvanians, Bostonians. I think maybe it's the cold weather. It hardens us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I want to ask him real quick. So like, obviously you're in the gym a lot. You're a fighter, man. But besides fighting and in the gym, what else do you be getting into?
Like today, I mean, I really don't do much. I'm in the cars. I'll go like when it's warmer out, I'll go fishing. I got 2 German Shepherds, so I'll go, spend time with them. Being around the family, I'll go fishing. I just bought a side-by-side like 2 days ago. So, I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit and find some trails around here so I can go, because I don't go out. You won't catch me in clubs. I don't live for the nightlife. So I stay at home. You know what I mean? Like today I was playing pickup basketball with a bunch of the guys I train with. You know what I mean? So, I stay out the way, just try to, avoid going to places, being away from trouble, being away from large crowds.
Smart move. You got a good head on your shoulders. Now, how many buckets? Now, in your pickup game today, how many buckets did you drop?
Well, we played at like 15. If you want to do, we ran 10 games straight. We didn't get off once. So
you was in the gym inside?
What's that?
You was inside in the gym?
In the basketball gym, yeah. Inside at the YMCA.
Yeah. Outside right now is crazy.
Nah,
so your team ran. So your team ran 15 straight.
We ran 10 straight.
10 straight. So you guys are playing 5s?
Yep, running 5s.
Well, you got it. You got to win to stay on, right? So, I mean, 10
you got to win to stay on. 10 in a row. Yeah. I said I'm gone. I said I got a podcast again. I'm gone.
And now, do you? Well, thank you. It's nice that we took precedent over your possible. You're in a roll, and you left in the middle of a hot streak to come do our little show.
I was tired, man. I was tired because, I'd at the beginning of camp, I'll be doing like 2-3 a day. So, Like
Yeah.
Saturday is like an active recovery day for me. So I'll go hoop, swim, do something like that. Something chill that doesn't really take a toll on your body, but it's like an active recovery.
Yep.
Is that the next best? Is that the next best sport that you're probably good at? Is basketball?
I'd say basketball. I played every sport, honestly. Like growing up, I played football, I played basketball, I played soccer, I played baseball.
Yeah,
I did a little bit of everything, but I'd say basketball. I'd say basketball.
yeah. You got a team?
I'm gonna have to go with the 76ers. I
Yeah, you
don't really
got it,
watch
right?
it, but I just go with the 76ers.
I mean, you have to be in the. See, that's bleeding Philly right there, man. I mean, he's bleeding Philly through and through, man. Even though he's well, my geography's all fucked up. Philly is in Pennsylvania.
Did
It
you?
is. It is.
Yeah, I was
It's on
about to
a.
say,
It's on
Jesus,
a.
man.
It's on the east. It's on the east. It's eastern PA. I'm western PA where we're at. So it's like a.
you're like right on the New York border type shit, right?
Yeah.
That's
Like
right.
So like Buffalo is like an hour and 20 minutes away from me, and like the New York state line is only like 25 minutes away. Like if I were to jump on 90, I could be in New York, Jamestown in like 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Quick.
Right.
Yeah. Now, so if you're getting ready to train, or let's say you had to fight like the best round of your life, man, you really had to put it all out there, man, and you could do it with a pair of headphones on. What's the go-to song?
Man,
That's a good question. You never asked that. That's a
you
good
put me on.
question.
You put me on.
Yes, I did. Shows how much
Okay.
you're asleep at the wheel over there, Benji's. I asked it to the last guy.
I like
Man.
that question.
I
So-
asked it last weekend.
So like a song to make me turn up. To go,
Yeah.
I'm going Thunderstruck, AC/DC.
Nice. A
We were just
rocker.
talking about that, man.
Yeah, we
I'll
were.
tell-
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that song comes on. Everybody better get the fuck out the way because
The entrance music for the late great Arturo Thunder Gaddy as well. One of
Yeah.
my favorite fighters. Yeah,
Yeah.
an action guy, all action guy, man.
Yeah, Anthony, we were actually talking about the other day the Super Bowl halftime show and how it's always like smooth R&B or some
Yeah.
shit. And we were like, they need like AC/DC, like
They need
something
or some
crazy.
shit like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, here's my point. I mean, football is such a smash mouth game, and if I'm back in the locker room, man, and my coach is trying to pump me up, I want to hear the rumblings of some fucking rock and roll out there to pump me up to
Yeah.
come right out of the tunnel. I don't want to hear. I mean, with all due respect, I don't want to hear Usher. I don't want to hear Alicia Keys. You know what I mean? A fantastic artist, but that's not going to pump me up to fucking want to go
Yeah,
out and
no.
smash them. You know what I mean?
That's not gonna do it for me. But I'll tell you what, when I train, I listen to do you guys know who Rod Wave is?
I do.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
listen, I listen to a lot of Rod Wave because his music, it's like therapy. So like he has a song for any mood that I'm in. So
Yeah.
like if I want to hear some songs where I can turn up and being like
Yeah.
and then he has some songs that like because when I do footwork and stuff like that, I like to be in my zone and just mellow and vibe.
Yeah.
And I listen to a lot of African music. I had a buddy down in training camp. He's fighting next weekend in Baltimore. His name's Boris Endy, and he would play Burna Boy and like all these other African artists, and I would do my footwork to it, and like just doing that, I just glide around the ring and just feel smooth and just it made me feel good.
That whiz kid makes everybody feel loose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to Rod Wave, man. Yes, I'm a little more on the loop at 51 years old than my son is, obviously, on hip hop music. But I know Rod Wave. Rod Wave is good.
Rod Wave, I was gonna say I like Rags to Riches. Rags to Riches. That's I get into that about every day. Yep.
Yeah, you guys are gonna see me dance. Forget that, man. I'll leave it up to you guys, man. I'll leave that up to Pretty Boy. Let Pretty Boy do the dancing over there, man.
Only in the ring. Only in the ring.
Only in the ring. Yeah. So listen, man. In closing here, man, please stay in touch with us, man. We'd love to have you back on again, man. We love having guys on who want to come up. When you got that belt over your shoulder, that's the important part. To not forget about the guys that had you on early. We just listen. All we want is just a couple of ringside seats. This is all we tell anybody. That's all.
Hey, so how far are you guys from how it's probably what, like 4 hours from Erie, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
You guys ever get the time, come up in the summertime. My uncle, he does boxing and MMA in the same night. The ring and the cage are right next to each other. MMA will kick on first, so you'll watch the MMA fights, like 13 MMA fights, and then boxing will kick on right after.
We'll be there. You got
Dude,
us, man. We'll be there.
Dude,
Yeah.
your boy lives in town too. We'll pull up on you know your friend over there, and then we'll go.
Yeah,
see
I got
the
a
fight.
friend that's down in the Erie, Pennsylvania area. Yeah, we're not sleeping in his house though, man. He's got too many snakes. He likes to pet snakes. I'm not sleeping under the roof with no snakes. You know how I feel about that, man.
Yeah.
Maybe Anthony will have us, man. Maybe Pretty Boy will put us up for the night.
Airbnb.
Yes,
Airbnb. You
We'll do
recommend
it.
us a good Airbnb. But hey, listen, man, it's been a blast getting the chance to talk to you, though, man. I'm glad we got a chance to do this, man. We wish you a lot of luck, man. Keep us posted, man, for sure. Stay in touch with us, man. And, you certainly the best of luck on the 30th, man. We wish you a ton of success.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm sure I'll get some recognition off of this. So I appreciate you guys having me on, and we'll stay in touch, and hopefully we both can grow together. The podcast and everything can grow.
We're trying. We're trying on our end. We're doing all we can, man. I sent you a link to it, man. We've been blessed so far. To think we've had the guests on that we have, and we've only been doing this for like 4 or 5 months. We're already up to 70 something episodes. We've been very productive, and I mean it's crazy. We like to have a nice blend of guys like yourself, guys that are 7-0, 10-0, guys on the come up. But then I got to pitch myself. We've had guys like James Toney on, for God's sakes. I mean it's crazy. Breadman. I mean amazing trainers. I mean.
You'll get them. I mean, hey.
Yeah.
As time goes on.
Yeah, we're working hard, man. We're trying to, man. But listen, man, we appreciate you doing it, man. And like we said, best of luck on the 30th, man.
I appreciate it, guys.
Do your thing, kid.
Guys. I'll keep you posted.
All right, do that, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Good talking to you, bro.
Take care, bro.
Peace out, guys.
Later,
Take
man.
care, guys.
Later. Good kid, man. I like him, man.
Me too.
Good dude. That's Anthony Pretty Boy, we now know. Anthony Pretty Boy BIZZARRO out of Erie, Pennsylvania. For all you boxing fans out there, do your homework. It's not just about the Tank Davises and the Devin Haney's and the guys with the big fat padded record. There's guys that are going to be replacing them one day. Guys on the come up like Anthony BIZZARRO, 7-0, 5 knockouts in a red hot lightweight division, man. Tune in, watch him on March 30th. I don't know which undercard he's going to be on. He might be on that one that's kicking off the first Amazon Prime one. That one happens to be March 30th. So I don't know if he's on that one, but he did say his opponent, Ronell Burnett, if he gets a whiff of this fucking episode, sorry, man, but he's going to knock you out in the 4th round. So maybe just stay home that night. It's a foregone conclusion. Pretty Boy said so, right?
Yeah, I got right on there and sent that boy a friend request too.
4 rounds and you're out, my man. 4 rounds and you are out, man. And
he was cool, man.
Yeah, and you know what? You're a really good head on his shoulders. You could certainly tell just how grounded he is.
Absolutely, dude. I was actually, I don't know how old he is, but I was taken back. Like, a fucking 2 German shepherds chilling at the crib, not really mixing it up too much.
I know.
Respectable.
Talk to him for a minute, man, and I'll tell you.
I was thinking when he said it, I don't know how old he is. Again, I'm not
23.
Sure. 23.
Yeah, a lot of poise for a young guy. Yeah.
So listen, man, he's in his Jordan year, and he's not out here fucking going.
Yeah, there's this box Shrek, man, fucking 23 years old.
That looks like a fucking prison mugshot.
I know. Yeah, I know. Shout out to Anthony BIZZARRO for coming hard for his box Shrek photo, man. Good on him, man.
Shout out Anthony BIZZARRO for the mugshot photo.
Yeah. But certainly wish him a lot of luck, though, man. And, I love the poise. I love the sense of maturity, man, saying all the right things and more importantly, following through and doing all the right things, staying away from the clubbing, staying away from any place where trouble's going to pop off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got a good head on his shoulders, man. Sounds like he comes from a good family, man. Good boxing stock, obviously. He's putting it all together.
He said some relation of his was Don King's matchmaker.
Don King's matchmaker, yeah. I mean, he's got relatives who fought. I mean, Jesus, he said he had a relative who fought Roberto Duran, for fuck's sake. I mean,
right.
That's a big deal.
Not everyone got to do that.
Top 5 greatest boxers of all time, man, for sure, man. Hands of stone, no question about it, man. I mean, so that was fun, man. That was fun. I'm glad we got a chance to do that, man. As always, make sure you're liking and following us on Facebook, and you're liking. Well, what the hell do you do on YouTube? Subscribe, all that shit.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Yeah, hit the
Right there. It's
notification
either
bell.
here. It's either right here where I'm pointing at, or it's right here.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, no,
only
I thought it was up top. It's not up top?
no. It's below us. I think it should be like right here. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. If people can't find it by now, man, and they're watching stuff on YouTube,
I don't
and
know.
they're
Maybe here,
Yeah.
or here.
here, yeah, it's somewhere. Look around the freaking screen. It looks like a bell, for God's sakes.
Yeah, there's
You
a
can't
bell,
identify
dude.
that
Just
bell,
hit
you
the
need to go
fuck-
back to.
If you hit the bell, then you automatically subscribe. So you don't have to hit both. Just hit the bell.
Yeah, just hit the bell, man. Just hit the bell and do yourself a service, man. Because if you're looking for the best boxing content, man, you found it.
Listen, I'm gonna talk to you for a minute and tell you that I read the book Buseyisms. I'm through the whole thing, and being as that I'm baby Busey, I feel as though it was so important for me to get through that book, and the fucking story from the legend, man. The guy was a fucking nutcase, dude. Do you know that he sniffed cocaine off the dog?
Yeah,
Cocaine off the dog.
yeah. Well, he's got a metal plate in his head, so he's not going to make the best decisions.
Yeah,
I mean,
cocaine from the dog. I think that was before the metal plate, though.
yeah.
The cocaine
Well,
off,
maybe
the
it
dog's,
was.
off the dog's
yeah.
back. But
Yeah.
I want to say shout out Gary Busey because that book was fucking hilarious, dude, and amazing. And also, I can go 15 seconds with anything. Another great Gary Buseyism.
Yeah. You got to make sure you tell the people that, man. Yeah, you got to make sure that you tell the people, man, like where that originated from. And I want to say,
come on. I just went on a synopsis about the great Gary Busey, and of course, that's a great Gary Busey-ism.
and I want to shout out to the friends we've met on here, man. Kelvin Green, Reggie Johnson. Shout out to the Fifth Ward Posse.
Yep. Rest in peace, Bushwick Bill.
Yep. I gotta let people know, man, that I am, of course, one of your esteemed hosts. You know me as Reckless Rex Ruger. AKA Rex and Effects, aka the Wig Splitter, aka Little Kimbo, aka Grodavant Stuyvesant, aka REO Weedwagon, aka Reverend Rex, aka the Molly Whopper, aka the Long Langer.
Right.
AKA Stick Ruger, AKA the Hoochie Coochie Man, AKA Spark A City Esquire.
Right. Are you trying to go AKA war right here? Because I mean, I got a
AKA Slap Nuts, AKA Rex Reggae, AKA Rasta Rex.
Rasta Rex.
I'm getting carried away, man. AKA, I don't know. AKA Clubber Langer.
Clubber Langer.
Shout out Tommy Hyde for dropping the Langer on us.
No.
Haven't even dropped his episode yet, but I'm gonna probably soon here, tomorrow or.
Yep. It's
If
hey,
you don't
listen,
have it, man. I was
No.
hard at work today making. I was hard at work today. Here's the proof in the pudding right here. Making
listen,
up new
there's a couple
AKA.
on my list right here that I haven't said yet, and one of which is Frank Benji's AKA White Jordan, because obviously that's me, and also 6 times 6 rings, dude, that's me, and also AKA the janitorial genius Tommy Proctor Jr. is at it again.
Yeah. Cool your jets, though, man. You don't know nothing about Proctor like I know about Proctor. Cool your jets, son.
Listen, you're sitting here talking to Dirty Dan. You're talking to AKA Baby Busey himself. You're talking to the fried chicken phenom.
Yeah. You're talking to the lanky.
Who does the fried chicken like the phenom? Nobody.
You're also talking to the Rex Express. You're talking to the lanky Langer.
Yeah. You're talking to Lengthy LeBron.
Yeah. All right, we better get the fuck out of here before people start unsubscribing.
Right. So from Frankie Finesse, get him with the slow-go.
If you want to continue to be a
The
champion,
slow-go.
then you got to roll with the champ.